Hey, it's Jen DeTracey, and this is week 1, year 2 of Mavenclad. Now, it's early in the morning here. I'm going to tell you why I'm taking my medication early in the morning in a few minutes. But first, what I want to do is show you the package. This is the package that I received for Mavenclad this year. Now, when I took year 1, it was in a huge, like a gigantic box with styrofoam. I did a total unboxing, and now, look, this was what was couriered to me, a little envelope, because now when you do year 2, we're a pro, right? We're pros, so we know what to do. I'm going to, first of all, eat something. And why am I taking Mavenclad in the morning? It's because in year one, I took Mavenclad at night, like after dinner, and I couldn't sleep. It was a disaster. And so that was in week 1, year 1. And then in week 5, year 1, I took it in the morning, and it worked out so much better. So that's what I'm doing this time. And you know what? It is January 1st, 2023. So how am I kicking off New Year's Day? Well, first of all, I'm going to have some breakfast. So this morning I'm going to have some rice cakes, just because it's quick and easy. And I'm going to have some almond butter, because that is better than peanut butter for me. And I've got my glass of water ready. In fact, I might drink another glass of water before I take Mavenclad. That's the first thing I did this morning. And it's amazing that I'm talking to you on camera because I'm not completely awake yet. So what I'm going to do is I'll eat my breakfast, then I'm going to come back on camera. I'm going to take my year 2 of Mavenclad with you. I'll open the package and shoot some more footage, and we'll go from there. All right, so good morning to you, no matter where you are on the planet. I'll be back soon. I'm back, and I figured out how to open the Mavenclad box. Now, you would think, okay, I did year 1. I should know how to open the Mavenclad box, but you know what? It has actually been 3 years since year 1 for me, number 1. And even if it wasn't, if it was like year 2, I still, right, this year 2 as, the second year, I would still need to go through these instructions again. Now, I find this card very helpful because what it does is it tells me today I have to take 2 pills and the rest of the time 1 pill. The pharmacist told me be sure to wash your hands before and afterwards, so I'll probably be stopping the video again and coming back afterwards. So I haven't done this in a while. I remember the first year 1 that I did this, taking Mavenclad, when I say did this, is that I wore gloves, rubber gloves, like it was a serious operation, but now I'm good. I have a plate below me, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop them out. And honestly, it's weird because there's like that little tray there. So I'm just going to take that. That's my first pill of 2. There we go. That was pretty easy. I was worried because there's that hole there, and I didn't know if it would actually go through the hole. Okay, tablet number 2. Let's see how this goes. They do this for security purposes to make sure that others can't get access to this. Now this is going to be tricky. I don't know what's going on here. Try this again. Okay, pill number 2. I'm using my other hand. Down the hatch. Good to drink lots of water, not just when you're taking your pill, but also, or pills, pill or pills. Also drink lots of water during the day, throughout the day. Very important to hydrate, getting everything moving through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to go wash my hands. I'm going to come back, and I want to talk to you a little bit more about Mavenclad and my experience. Just a sec here. All right, I'm back. I washed my hands. It may not be perfect because I was using this glass to drink out of it, and I used both hands touching the glass. and I've also filled it up with more water. So after I shoot this video, I'll wash my hands again. I just wanted to get a little more water down in my system because I felt that either I'm just super parched this morning on New Year's Day without even drinking any alcohol, because I don't do that anymore, but I just need to drink a bit more water. In 2019, I shot a whole series of videos on Mavenclad Year 1, and that has been my most popular viewed videos on the Women Thriving with MS YouTube channel. And now, why did I wait 3 years to start Mavenclad 2? Well, it's because, number one, there was the pandemic had just started. Secondly, I was expected to go on a trip, a big trip that had been planned for a long time, and I didn't want to risk it. And then the pandemic kept happening. And then finally, 2 years later, the trip happened. So that's how I ended up doing year 2 of Mavenclad 3 years later. So we'll see what happens for me. I have to say that I have been stable during the time that since taking the first year of Mavenclad. So I'm very blessed that way. But I did have a lot of vertigo episodes that happened, which is one of the main things I experience as a person living with multiple sclerosis, and a lot more fatigue. Now, it's hard to know if that fatigue is 100% Mavenclad related, and that's because I'm getting older and I've worked my way through menopause. So, who knows, right? But the fact is I have more fatigue. I'm having less intense episodes of vertigo, but I'm still having them, and they happen in waves. I haven't had one in several months now, actually quite a few months now, so I'm grateful for that, but it's not uncommon for me to have 1 or 2 major vertigo episodes a year. So woo, I got through it today. Most importantly, closing up that box and putting it away in a safe place. Not that I have kids or animals around any longer, so that's not an issue, but I do have a partner. And I will write that information on my card. I'm starting to wake up this morning. Now it's about just after 8:30 in the morning. My goal actually is to be eating my breakfast before 8 o'clock in the morning and taking my pills at 8. But today I wanted to set up the video for you, so I'm running a bit late. It is important to be consistent with the time that you take Mavenclad. And also, because I normally take vitamins in the morning, homeopathic vitamins, which I put in a mug of hot water, and I let them kind of dissipate. They're like little sugar pills. I normally take that in the morning, and now I can't take it till 3 hours after. In fact, 3 hours before Mavenclad and 3 hours after, you can't take any kind of, pardon me, still morning voice, any kind of medication, natural or unnatural. So now I'm looking at the clock, and I need to wait 3 hours to take those vitamins that I normally take in the morning. So this taking Mavenclad in the morning really will throw off my schedule. I usually don't eat as early. I usually am in my little Jen den doing my stretches in the morning and sometimes doing my meditation and my respiratory breathing. If you want to hear about my morning routine, I'm going to put that video. You'll see it up above, so you can check that out. So yeah, so this is like real and raw. I'm just like, I put on a little bit of makeup for you this morning, but aside from that, this is how I sound. This is what my hair looks like. It's kind of crazy. So I will come back and I will talk about how I feel. Later, I'll shoot another video and just say, how is it for me today? Again, I find that when I took the Mavenclad at night, I couldn't sleep, which is rare. I know most people like to take Mavenclad after dinner, and then, they can have it in their system while they sleep at night. And if they feel really fatigued, it really works well. But I'm kind of one of those rogue people where I need to take it in the morning because I can't sleep at night. And that is a living hell to go through that for 5-6 days in a row, right? So today I had 2 pills. The rest of the time I have one, tablet of Mavenclad for the next 4 days. And that's what's going to happen. Now, for those of you that have followed most of my Mavenclad videos, you probably know that I have been a bit critical of Mavenclad, because of the side effects I had and just how I felt and all of that. And I'm on the fortunate side. Like, I didn't lose hair. I didn't get shingles because I took shingle shots prior to taking year 1 of Mavenclad. So I was a lucky one, but it still was a bit of a tough road, particularly when I hit week 9 and I had massive fatigue for 2.5 months. That was like moving through molasses. It was really bad. However, I'm not opposed to taking preventative medication for MS. And the reason why is because I think that even if something's hard, it doesn't mean you don't do it, right? I know not everybody can afford to take medication or isn't funded by the government to take it, so you don't even have that choice. And I think that's unfortunate, right? I think people should have access to medication if they want it or need to take it. It's an unfortunate system that we have in certain parts of the world. So that can be really difficult. But I think it's important to have a critical thinking mindset around taking medication as well. And so some of you might call me a hypocrite for some of my videos, and that's okay. It's 3 years later, and my perspective in some ways has changed as I get older and mature. And I'm sure yours may have too. And I think that's good. So we really want to look at, like, how can we support ourselves best? For me, I had an opportunity to take Mavenclad again, even though it's 3 years later. And I'm grateful for this opportunity to be on the medication and just continue to follow the prevention pathway. I don't know what's laying out for me in the future. I talked to the pharmacist in regards to the fatigue that I had last time. She said generally at week 8, the immune system is at its lowest. And I said, well, last time I had, it was at least 2.5 months that I had bad fatigue. And she said, well, it ranges. It can be, she said it can be, what'd she say, 16, up to 16 weeks. So that's almost 4 months with really bad fatigue. Or it could be 8 weeks, so 2 months. So I'm kind of hoping for the 2 months. Let's all cross our fingers and wish for that, or maybe say a little prayer. And that's it for today. I just wanted to address the elephant in the room that I have been critical of certain aspects of Mavenclad and taking MS medication. And I've also done a video on how do you make a decision on whether it's good to take Mavenclad, not Mavenclad, but any MS medication, in this case Mavenclad for me, or not. How do you decide what is best for you? And I'll put that video also, you can click on that above now if you want to hear about that perspective as well. And for those of you that have done year 1 and you're in anticipation of year 2, I'm glad that you're here today watching this video. And like last time in year 1, one of the things I realized that happened again in year 2, even before taking Mavenclad, was this. And that was, I was very anxious leading up to year 1 in Mavenclad, not only because I hadn't taken it before, but there's that anticipation. And I remember the first video I shot afterwards, taking it for the first time, was, wow, I'm taking it and it's not a big deal. And, all the anxiety leading up to that was such a big thing. And I found the same thing happened this time. It took a lot longer for the whole process to get started for me to receive the medication. I was hoping to start this medication 2 months ago so that it would be done before spring of next year, which is this, and now I'm taking it on January 1st, woohoo, right? 2023. So who knows what my year is going to look like ahead. I'm going to stay optimistic as I go through this complete week 1 of year 2 treatment, and again week 5. So I will be on this journey with you again, shooting videos, because I think it's important. It was so hard for me to make the decision to go on Mavenclad, and there weren't videos like this out at that time back in 2019. I was one of the first people to document my experience taking Mavenclad and how I felt every day, and then every month. And then after, the final blood work, I was one of the first to do that. And it was funny because I did it because I didn't have that information available to me. And I really wanted others to have it so you could make that decision for yourself. And now there's lots of people that have shot videos. So I'm glad that I started a trend out there. And, if you want to just embark upon a journey knowing more about how to live better with MS, because certainly it can be a challenge, and for some even harder. I get that. You can check out the website womenthrivingwithms.com, and coming up soon I have a group that comes together once a month of women to get coaching. It's called Empower You, and I'll put that link below in case you want to join us on that journey. There is an event happening in January on the 20th, and if you'd like to be a part of that, certainly come join us. So I'm Jen DeTracey. I've been living with MS for over 12 years now. I live with relapse remitting MS. And thanks for watching this video. I'm so happy to have you with us today for this journey, Mavenclad year 2. And, let's see how bright and bushy-tailed I feel tomorrow after taking this first day of Mavenclad year 2. All right. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that. Check out the comments and links below, and sending lots of love your way as we embark upon the year of 2023. See you soon. I'm shutting this sucker off now. Bye.